be my son and savior. Rejoice, my son. To the end shall bend us unto our will, or break it to pieces.
This was the ending of Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, where the Demon Messiah frees Kabalev from their shackles that holds them in Sheergoth. And today's topic might be pretty obvious. I'm going to be talking about the prophecy of the Dark Messiah, or the prophecy of the Demon Messiah. The prophecy of the Dark Messiah is one of the more important events that occur in the Ubisoft universe of Might and Magic, as it signals the end of the Ubisoft timeline. The prophecy was written by the mage Sahar, a disciple of the seventh dragon Sar-Alam and founder of the Seven Cities. Sahar wrote the prophecy of the Dark Messiah in the years of 74 YSD, and the prophecy foretells one of many things, one being that a half-human, half-demon would be able to free the demons from Sheergoth, and that last daughter of a forlorn line shall guide him into history. This is probably gonna be me talking about. There might be some parts of this video that might be triggering to other people, so I'm probably gonna be putting a timestamp here. The prophecy was a plan made by Kabalev in order to free the demons from Sheergoth, and in order to bring his plan a step closer, he needed to impregnate a human and decided to go for the Empress of the Griffin Empire, Isabel Greyhound. Kabalev succeeds in achieving his plan at the conclusion of the first act of the Isabel Wars. The prophecy is fulfilled when the Dark Messiah destroys the last remains of the seventh dragon, the Skull of Shadows. But there is a different ending to the prophecy as well, that being sealing away the demons by the Dark Messiah himself. And if this happens, then a new line to the prophecy is added. I've given some background information about the prophecy, so how about we actually look at the prophecy now then?
10 centuries shall the fortress stand, walls of spirit wrapped in walls of fire. And horned lords shall bow their heads to one not yet born of the darkest side.
10 centuries shall the fortress stand. Well, 10 centuries is an obvious reference to the timeline, since Sar-Alam's sacrifice is considered to be year 0, and the coming of the Demon Messiah, or Dark Messiah, happened in 989, equaling almost 10 centuries. And the fortress might just be the prison that holds the demons in Sheergoth. Walls of spirit wrapped in walls of fire. It might be a reference to the realm of Sheergoth. Uncertain about this one, but it might just be a reference to the plane of Sheergoth. And horned lord shall bow the head. I wonder. To one not yet born of the darkest sire. Obviously, Seraph, and talking about Kabalev in this point. And that was the first part of the prophecy. And here comes the second part.
1 century of blood and strife. The moon shall darken, and none know why. The resting place at last is found of the seventh who soared so high.
1 century of blood and strife. There's not really a lot of actual war events that we know of when it comes to the last century. Like, we know of Astrofair and his attempt to summon demons. We know of the War of the Grey Alliance. And then we also know the Queen Isabel Wars. And those are like the main wars that happen in the 900s. Unless the Queen Isabel Wars is considered to be the 1 century point, since that's when Kabalev completes his plan of making a Dark Messiah. The moon shall darken and none know why. Obviously referring to a eclipse, because that is how demons have been able to get to the physical world and not be stuck in Sheergoth through eclipses, or blood moons as they are also called. The resting place at last is found of the seventh who soared so high. So, really on the nose. They managed to find the resting place of the seventh dragon, or Sar-Alam. Well, on to part 3 of the prophecy then.
Last daughter of a forlorn line shall guide him into history. Beneath the crypts, prophecies clash. The war of ancient enemies.
Last daughter of a forlon line. This is referencing Lyanna, who is part of the ancient family of the Falcon. Since in the Ubisoft universe, there used to be a Falcon Empire until it was taken over by Isvan Griffin, who was part of the Griffin Duchy. Shall guide him into history. Well, this has something to do with the video game story, which I don't really want to talk about that much. Beneath the crypts, prophecy clash. I couldn't really find any other information about other prophecies, so it's probably something doing with the sealing of the demons and dragons. The war of ancient enemies. Well, the ancient enemies are angels, demons, and dragons. Or, if we're gonna really go for ancient, it is Asha, the dragon of order, and Urgash, the dragon of chaos. I think it's time to wrap up the video. So you have gotten a basic understanding and a basic breakdown of the prophecy of the Dark Messiah or the Demon Messiah. And if you liked it, hit like and subscribe. I also want to do a small little update. So I've been thinking, I'm still going to be doing Might and Magic content, obviously, since this is going to be released. But I also want to do guides for the new speedrun. For the new game that I can currently speedrun. I've been thinking about doing like one Might and Magic video 1 week, and then the next week I do a speedrun related video. Now that the minor update is out there, once again I'm just gonna say subscribe. Otherwise,
I will teach you the full measure of agony!